this is going to show you the proper way to take a losing bet. So this player has a 15. They hit, they bust. Right away, you push the cards up, take the chips, discard the cards. This person has a 7, 8 or 18. They're gonna hit again with a 7, which makes it a 15. So they hit again, bust, 25. Again, push the cards up, take the chips, discard the cards. And you would just flip your card over. Since all the hands are done, you don't have to hit the 16. Everybody has lost. You'll just flip your card over and get rid of them. Now, if a player has a tip bet up there, what that means is if their hand wins, you as the dealer win the tip bet and you get to double it. If their hand loses, then you lose as well, and it just goes back into the chip tray. So you'll deal the cards out. Your first one goes face down. And your next one face up. All right, that person's gonna stay. That person's gonna stay. Now, the tip bet does not have to be equal to their bet, but it has to be within the range of the minimum and maximum bet on the table. However, they can bet just 50 cents on the tip bet. They cannot on a regular bet. But the max that their tip bet can be is the max that is on the table. But it does not have to equal what they are betting. Now, you have a 5 plus 9 is 14. Plus an ace is 15. Plus a 4 is 19. Then you are going to stop. This 18 loses, so you lose the tip bet as well, and it just goes straight back into the chip tray. Now this 20 beats your 19, so you win the tip bet. First, you're going to pay out the win, and then with your left hand, you're going to take the tip bet and you're going to slide it over to your left until all the hands are paid out and you are done collecting the cards and the hand is over. So there was only 2 players playing, so you're going to collect the cards. Now, since it's called a tip bet, you get to double it. So you'll bring it out in front of your chip tray, you will match it, and then into your tip bucket. So that $5 that they bet just turned into a $10 tip for you. Again, the tip bet, they can have 15 up there and they can only be betting 10. That's totally fine. They can be betting 3 and have a $5 up there. That's totally fine. They can tip bet just 50 cents, but they cannot bet 50 cents. If they had 250 cents to make $1, they can do that, but they cannot just have a 50 cent up there. So what I normally do is take it and just put it on the tip bet. Now, again, if they win, you win and get to double it. So 50 cents would be $1. And that goes in your tip jar. If they lose, you lose as well, and it goes back into the chip tray. If they win, you win this tip bet. You would take with your left hand over to the side, wait until all the hands are done. You would collect the cards, get rid of them into the discard, and then you would match this. $15 matched, another 15 for a total of $30. A $30 tip. This just goes right into your tip bucket. Now, if you want to make it easier on yourself, $15 doubled is $30. And that may take some time for you to get used to. And at first I would just match the tip bets. If you have 15 out there, I would just grab another 15. That's yours. If they have, if it was 3 2s, I would just grab 3 2s. It's gonna be a total of 12. But at first, until you get used to it, just match whatever the tip was, chip for chip. Once you get the hang of it, you have $6 here. If you won that $6 tip, what you could do, 6 times 2, 6 doubled is 12. So 2 5s and a 2. Because then at the end of the night, it's less chips for you to count up. And then you keep more chips in your tray as well for when players need them. But at first, just match them until you get the hang of it. If you won $1 tip bet, just match it for another $1. So if the player's hand wins, you win the tip bet, you get to double it. If the player's hand loses, you lose as well, and it just goes back into the chip tray just like their lost hand. So if this one won, you would pay this out behind it. Take the tip bet with your left hand. If this hand loses, you lose as well. And it goes right into the tray. And then once the hand's over and you have all the cards collected, you will put that out in front of your chip tray. You will match it. So that $1 turned into $2 for you. And then into the tip jar.